Hey beautiful people, welcome to the Chiron retrograde and Aries guidance. Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for a quick reading for us today for the Chiron retrograde period. We've got Chiron's not exactly a planet, but it is an astral body. Chiron's considered to be the wounded warrior, so it would be a reflection of the wounded aspects of ourselves. It would be the shadows of ourselves as far as what it's in reference to in the astrological body. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to do a reading for us, because that is consider this transit the exams. It's like the final testament to all of the work that we've been doing for 2019, because this is sort of one of the final astral bodies to go into retrograde motion, closing out 2019. And it's going to be in retrograde until the 12th of December. So it's going to be a pretty big transit for us, guys. I hope everybody is having an awesome day today. BTW, if I haven't already said so. If you're not having such a great day today, do just let the energies dissipate. Okay, beloveds? What I do want to sort of, take the opportunity to do is give us some insight into what is potentially going to be worked through for us with this Chiron retrograde transit. And also what I would say to you guys is, because Chiron is retrograde in Aries, it is retrograde in our first house, which is why I'm doing this video on the Aries full moon, pretty much just to give us some insight into seeing what is going on with the energies for us at this time. And what I do want to sort of put across, the fact that Aries is universally our first house, that is our personal identity of self. The fact that Chiron is going into, retrograde in Aries in our identity is basically forcing us to look at the parts of ourselves that has been wounded. What parts of ourselves that we're projecting out there, based on the lowest vibrational reflections of ourselves. So how are we projecting our demons, basically, versus actually taking an opportunity to heal these shadows within ourselves. And why I consider it the actual, final exams for us, because Saturn and Pluto both went retrograde back in April in Capricorn, and Capricorn is our 10th house, and that was about our life's work. So Pluto was going back into retrograde to really give us an opportunity to, I guess, rethink some of the transformation that we were doing in terms of our life purpose and redirect our focus in that way. And Saturn also subsequently went retrograde in the same sign to, again, give us an opportunity to have a look at the way that we may be karmically creating for ourselves moving forward in terms of our life purpose, and go back and maybe pay our due karma for some of the decisions we have made in the past, and give us an opportunity to make better decisions moving forward. And considering that Jupiter was actually retrograde in Sagittarius, which was our 9th house. So that was pretty much, the 9th house is all about judgment and the law in itself. So the fact that Jupiter, which is all about expansion, was going into retrograde, which means that we were going to see limited expansion in terms of judgment, and the law in itself. It was forcing us to be able to educate ourselves on the law and effectively how we are making judgment of others and ourselves in the process. So this is very much a testament to how much we have grown throughout 2019, closing out the year. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to give us some insight into the scope as far as what's going on for us, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it for us, just so that I don't waste any more time for us, and see what's actually transpiring for us. Okay, beloveds? What is the divine guidance, spirit, for my L.I.F.E Warriors? So where are we for this Chiron retrograde, and what crosses us? Okay, so where we are is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all the knights in terms of manifestation. But when the Knight of Pentacles manifests, it is very much solidified in the universe. It may be a slow process. You may have to see yourself being a little bit more conservative with your resources. You may sort of find yourself being a little bit more efficient with your time. You may just find yourself learning how to moderate your time, energy, and resources during this period between now and the end of the year. Because what's effectively happening is that there's going to be a sudden change with that. There's going to be a sudden change with us sort of burdening ourselves with responsibilities that aren't really ours to carry, with crosses that aren't really ours to sort of bear, I guess. And that is pretty much what Chiron retrograde is giving us an opportunity to really sort of look at. It's giving us an opportunity to basically release and I guess dismiss some of our contracts, dispel our contracts that are no longer serving us, as far as contracts that we have in place with other people's demons, other people's shadows, their belief systems that are no longer serving us, what the inner child may subsequently be, creating from within ourselves that is no longer serving the adult version of ourselves. The one thing that my spirit said to me before I came into this space today was, really being excited about going into the 30s, and I was sort of asking why, and she was just sort of saying to me, if I was the same person going into my 30s that I started my 20s as, it means that I haven't really made much progress. And if I still was, I guess, leaving the 20s with a lot of the same people that I entered the 20s in, again, it would mean that I hadn't made much progress and I haven't really grown in a lot of different ways. So I'm really grateful for all that the 20s have taught me, and I look forward to the 30s and all the people that are to come and all the experiences and lessons and blessings that shall be received as far as the sacrifices that has been made. A lot of the times, we're emotionally attached to people, and because of that, we kind of have this misplaced loyalty, and a lot of the times we stand at the fence and standing in the shadows of their demons, because it's like if somebody was to speak negatively of somebody that you feel emotionally attached to, but what they may be saying could have some truth to it based on their personal experience of this individual, you may then find yourself standing in defense of that person, and their demon that is within you because of the contracts that you have would then all of a sudden be defensive, standing guard on their behalf. And it's just like you're not giving them an opportunity to grow, and in that particular, I guess, a situation, scenario, and circumstance, you're actually hindering that person's growth because you're not giving them an opportunity to see ways in which they could expand themselves. So just bear all of that in mind for this Chiron retrograde transit that we're sort of navigating through, beloved. And let's see, what is in the past trajectory for my life warriors for this Chiron retrograde transit, spirit? Where have we been coming into this Chiron retrograde transit? As clearly as you can, please. Okay, so where we have been is really sort of looking at some of the things that we have lost. We've been sulking, maybe looking at how challenging the situation has been due to us not necessarily being, there's been a lack of teamwork. So again, like I said, we may have had to break away from certain relationships, or at least patterns within those relationships that were no longer serving us during the process of the transit leading up to this Chiron retrograde. And I can see that there's a lot of impulsive energy that has seen us be burnt out in the past situations. And I'm just going to grab that card for us, guys, and see. So it's showing that we're now gaining victory over the past situations. We're now gaining victory over being stuck in the past. We're no longer sort of, navigating from our past belief system, because our ego comes in at the age of 2, and that's when we start to build our belief system. So our ego is really based on our childlike version of ourselves and its belief system. So we kind of have to give our ego an opportunity to continue to grow and expand and evolve. And pretty much that's where we have been coming into this, I guess, Chiron retrograde transit. What is in the future trajectory for us, Spirit, for this Chiron retrograde transit? What is in the future trajectory for us once we leave this Chiron retrograde transit? Okay, so in the future for us, we will be able to learn how to balance things. We'll learn how to be able to moderate. We will learn how to be able to find the harmony within ourselves. Learn how to basically utilize the fact that we are determined, but not be too aggressive with it, not be too demanding with it, and actually be mindful of the people around us as we navigate through the process of our evolution moving forward. And we will do a lot of soul searching about maybe how greedy we have been, how materialistic we have been, and how our decisions have basically impacted others. And we are effectively making plans for ourselves and preparing for, some of those insecurities. We're basically going to be finding tools to navigate through some of the insecurities that may show up for us later on in life. What is the divine guidance for our life warriors for this Chiron retrograde? So know that the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So that's where you were with the situation in the past. And in the present moment, you come to the realization that happiness is your birthright. Moving forward, you come to the further actualization that true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Okay, beloved? And let's see what is the final guidance for you guys for this Chiron retrograde transit. What is the divine guidance, Spirit, for my life warriors for this Chiron retrograde transit. Final message, as clearly as you can, please. Let's just close out the space for us, guys. Final message for this Chiron retrograde transit, as clearly as you can. Let's see what's going on for us with the situation. Final message. Okay, guys, I'm just going to grab those cards for us. So as far as the final message, what we need to know is that when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. And being in the present moment, what you need to do is focus on the fact that in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness, which is the recommendation for you guys. And moving forward, Spirit is letting you know that you are the dreamer of your dream. And beneath the surface, you'll also be able to realize that you find a deeper meaning in personal growth amid the discomfort. Because in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring you toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Okay, beloveds, I hope that that was useful for you guys. I hope that you guys are able to utilize that information however you need to navigate through this Chiron retrograde transit. If you guys are watching this via my IGTV, definitely be sure to check out the link in my bio where you guys can access me on my other social media channels, as well as utilize that same link to connect with me for personal readings and shadow working mentorship sessions navigating through this Chiron retrograde. If you guys are watching this via my YouTube channel, check out the link in the description box where you will be able to utilize the link to do exactly the same stuff that I've just mentioned. I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intention for the journey as per usual, beloveds. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ashe, and God bless. Mwah. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.